So, some of us will have seen, and most of us will have heard of, a film called The Bucket List, and it's become more prevalent than even mentioned in Toastmasters recently. And the bucket list is the 100 things you want to do before you die. We haven't got time for 100 things, but if you only had 24 hours left, how would you spend them, John?
We've all had that hated coach's question, what would you do if you had 24 hours left to live? And I'd always tempted to answer that by saying, well, I'll probably wake up the following morning with an exclusion order banning me from going anywhere near Kate Moss, and probably the most screeching hangover I've ever had in my life, because it's a stupid question. However, I think underneath a question like this is the principle of what's really important to us. And there was a DVD published in Toastmasters recently called Speak, that Tim was talking about in the last meeting. And what's so poignant about that DVD is that one of the key characters who won the International Speech Contest in 2008 was a woman who died after the DVD was released. And there's a very poignant moment in that DVD where she's talking about her speech. And she's talking about something she said in her speech, and you can hear the tears welling up in her voice as she says it. And she says, there's one thing we're frightened of more than dying, and that is of no one knowing that we were ever here. And to me, that is what's so important about Toastmasters. It's the ability to find your voice, to speak, to say what you have to say, so that you leave a legacy and the rest of the world knows you are here. Too often we're just frightened to do things. We're frightened to take risks. And one time when I was frightened to do something, to undertake a big challenge, someone who was a mentor said to me, John, he said, you will regret more the things you don't do in life than the things you attempted. So for goodness sake, give it a go. I did, and I never regretted it. So basically, what I would do is I would take a risk. I would say things I've never said before. I'd speak from my heart to leave a legacy for those that I leave behind.
If you had 24 hours left, how would you spend it, Gavin?
What a fantastic question. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you exactly what I would do with those 24 hours. Well, I could give you my first answer, but it would probably be not politically incorrect, but sexually incorrect or something. I couldn't talk about what I could do for 24 hours if that was all I had left. So I'm going to try and keep it clean and think about all those other things. I mean, I could say things like, well, I'd go back and I could go back to those Latin textbooks that I had when I was a kid and see if I could just learn a little bit of Latin before I died. Because who knows, maybe up in heaven or wherever I'd end up, a little bit of Latin would be quite useful. But no, I wouldn't do that. I could think about going out and buying a brand new car, top of the range, everything, knowing that I would never have to pay for it. I could pay it on my credit card. I'd be gone tomorrow and probably the insurance policy would pay it. Wouldn't that be fantastic? I could actually buy anything. But then I wouldn't be able to really enjoy it. Well, I suppose if I got the car, 24 hours driving around in that beautiful car with the leather upholstery, smelling that new car smell, pressing all the little buttons, having the roof go back, go forward, go back, go forward. Okay, that could be quite fun. No. What I think I would do really is I go to one of the most beautiful places in the world. I go up to the Outer Hebrides. I get a quick flight up from Southampton to Glasgow, on up to Barra, and I spend my last 24 hours gazing out at the beautiful scenery of the Western Isles of Scotland. Because in that place, just watching, staying in one place, watching how the scenery changes over the course of even an hour, let alone 24 hours, is just the most stunning thing in the world. I would feel a sense of peace and tranquility, and I can't think of a much better way to go. Thank you very much, Mr. Contest.
Gavin, let's have a minute on the clock. How would you spend it, Martin?
evening again. Shame I'm following Gavin because he's amazing at this sort of stuff. 24 hours left before the end of the world. I think I'll have to spend it with my family in its entirety. We've got a motorhome and we typically tour around France during the summer, and I think I'd want to go and spend as much time as possible. Hopefully we get a booking on the Eurotunnel, it tends to be quite busy. Get over to France and just spend all the things we like doing together. The barbecues, the beach walks, having the cuddles, playing games, and so on. And that would be the whole time. If I could fit in a phone call. I might phone a few of those people that beat me off over the years. Just to say, hey, do you remember me? Yeah, you're going to die tomorrow. So am I, that's fine, but I'm with my family and I'm not sure where you are and I don't really care. But enjoy the rest of it. What else can I say? It's all about families, motorhomes. Thank you.
If you only had 24 hours left, how would you spend them, David?
Wow, The Bucket List was one of my favourite films because it has some brilliant actors in it. I think, thinking about what I would want to do, my biggest issue I have is I'm a chartered surveyor for NATS, the air traffic control people, and I get to travel all around the country to go and meet landlords at different sites. And one of the troubles I have is whenever I go and have to stay out somewhere by myself, I have to go and eat by myself. I always walk in and come to the bar, and you know everybody is looking at you because you're not from that area. So you need to know what the local beer is. So what I would do is I would make sure that I knew what pint to ask for in each pub and place that I went. Because you know if you pick the wrong thing, everyone's going to come and look at you with the, you're not from around here, are you? To taste the beer would be fabulous. And get a real sense of what England means, because that's something that I miss, and something that I haven't really grasped. In terms of frightening things to do that I really feel I should do, bungee jumping. I'd love to try bungee jumping, but I guess if first you succeed, or if first you fail, bungee jumping might not be the thing to do. What I'd really, really love to do though, and because I sit down Sunday, I don't know about you, is watching the Grand Prix, the Formula One, the speed they go around the track. I would love to race a Formula One car at Silverstone. My driving at best is erratic, so I'd have to be in the safety car and have someone instructing me and helping me with that. I think finally, if there's one thing I could do before I died, it would be to join the police and break in someone on a hunt, but I'd have superheroes with me, the Expendables. I'd have to have Jason Statham with me. And I'd love to make a movie like him, with a tagline, he was dead, but then he got better. Thank you very much.
If you did just have 24 hours left, how would you spend them, Antonia?
Well, Mr. Chair, what a question. Just 24 hours to do it all, because that's definitely what I want to do in life. So let's see. I'm going to have to move fast, so I'll have to borrow my friend's private plane. There's places to see. Have to probably be one of those, American trips where they do 20 countries in a day and a half or something. So there'll probably have to be countries quite near each other. I'll come back to you on exactly which countries, but there'll be a trip somewhere. Of course, drink lots of champagne. Because if I've only got 24 hours, does it matter if there's a hangover tomorrow? And then, let's see, books to read. Well, there's far too many books to read. So, perhaps some of you could read some books for me if I give you a list and just tell me the main points, couple of lines out of each book. That would sort that one out. And what else? Some food. Definitely some foods I want to eat. Again, it doesn't really matter about tomorrow. It doesn't really matter about the calories, does it? So probably some good carbohydrates to absorb the champagne, and probably cope with the little bit of jet lag that might be going on there. And what else do I want to do? Oh, there's just far too many things. I want to... Well, there's lots of films. Again, I don't have the time, so could you... The ones who aren't reading, could you watch some films for me as well? I'll get back on that. The The Bucket List is definitely a very good film. If you haven't seen it, you must see it. I recommend that. And I don't have any family to catch up with because most of them have died, so that's that problem solved. So if anybody else had that problem, I don't have that problem. Friends, gather them all together because there's room on my friend's private plane, so they can all come with me. That's not a problem. They might have the hangovers tomorrow, but hey, I won't be there to see it. So that's about it, I think. Yeah, because we could go into the obvious, like, you know, some wonderful lovemaking or something, but there might be somebody under 18, I'm not sure, or somebody might be seeing this, so I won't mention that just now. So that's all. Thank you.